The golden age of Hollywood, roughly spanning the 1920s to the 1960s, was a time of glitz, glamour, and scandal. Many of the stars of this era lived their lives in the public eye, but behind their screen personas, some were dealing with dark secrets. These secrets were often hidden from the public, only coming to light after their deaths when private diaries, letters, or journals were uncovered. Here are 15 Golden Age stars whose private diaries revealed shocking or tragic details. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe's life was marked by beauty and fame, but her private diaries revealed the depths of her struggles. While her battles with mental health, substance abuse, and tumultuous relationships were often reported, her diaries exposed a more intimate side of her pain. Monroe openly wrote about feelings of loneliness, profound self-doubt, and emotional betrayal, giving a rare insight into her internal world. Her vulnerability in these personal reflections painted a picture of a woman struggling to reconcile her public image with the reality of her emotional turmoil. Monroe's writings showcased her yearning for love, acceptance, and peace, but also highlighted how trapped she felt by the pressures of stardom and the abuse she endured. These diary entries, discovered after her death, provide a deeper understanding of her tragic journey, offering a poignant contrast to the glamorous persona the world saw on screen. Judy Garland. Judy Garland's private diaries, uncovered after her death, shed light on the dark side of her fame. Known for her iconic role in The Wizard of Oz, Garland's journals revealed the immense psychological toll of her career. She detailed the abuse she faced in Hollywood, from the pressure to conform to beauty standards to the manipulation by studio executives who controlled her life. Her diaries chronicled her struggles with addiction, eating disorders, and the deep emotional scars left by her early years as a child star. Garland's turbulent marriages, strained relationships, and constant battles with self-worth are also highlighted in her writings. Despite her public image as a beloved performer, her private thoughts expose a woman deeply troubled by the weight of fame and the personal cost it came with. The diaries offer a heartbreaking look into the complex, often painful reality of Garland's life, showing the stark contrast between her public persona and the vulnerability she experienced behind closed doors. James Dean. James Dean, the brooding icon of rebellious youth, kept diaries that revealed a side of him rarely seen by the public. His writings exposed his deep loneliness, a feeling that plagued him throughout his short life. Despite his fame, Dean feared he was misunderstood and struggled to reconcile his public image with his personal identity. His diaries also reflected his internal battle with his sexuality, a topic he kept largely hidden due to the social constraints of his time. Dean feared judgment and being unable to meet the immense expectations of fame. These private writings offer a poignant glimpse into the emotional turmoil he faced, shedding light on a man who, despite his success and adoration, was deeply insecure and searching for acceptance. Dean's diaries reveal a complex figure, struggling with the pressures of stardom, the weight of societal expectations, and his own sense of self, offering a more intimate understanding of the man behind the legendary roles. Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple, once America's beloved child star, hid a painful truth behind her cheerful on-screen persona. Her private diaries, discovered after her death, revealed the emotional scars caused by the immense pressures of fame at a young age. Temple wrote about her struggles with self-worth, reflecting on how the public's perception of her as the perfect, innocent child star conflicted with her personal experiences. Her diaries also exposed the trauma of sexual abuse she endured within the industry, a dark chapter she kept secret for most of her life. Temple's writings offered insight into the loss of a normal childhood, as she was forced to grow up under the intense spotlight of Hollywood. She expressed feelings of isolation and anxiety, struggling to reconcile the role she was expected to play in the public eye with her own desires and sense of self. These private reflections reveal the hidden pain behind her iconic image, providing a more complex understanding of the challenges she faced as a young star. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor's diaries offered an intimate look into her emotional struggles, revealing the complexities behind her glamorous public image. Despite being celebrated for her beauty and multiple high-profile marriages, Taylor's private writings exposed her battles with addiction and depression. She candidly wrote about her turbulent relationships with men, detailing how her intense search for love often led her into destructive patterns. Taylor confessed to feeling unfulfilled and emotionally fragile, even as she became one of Hollywood's most celebrated stars. Her diaries also reflected her deep sense of insecurity, despite her fame and success. They unveiled her struggles with loneliness and the pressure of living up to the expectations of being a beloved screen legend. Taylor's personal reflections shed light on the darker side of her life, offering a poignant contrast to the public persona of an effortlessly glamorous icon. These diaries not only humanized Taylor but also revealed the deep emotional pain she carried throughout her life, often hidden from the spotlight. Clark Gable. Clark Gable, known for his iconic roles and tough guy persona, had a more vulnerable side revealed through his private diaries. His writings provided an intimate look at the complicated relationship he had with his wife, Carole Lombard. Their marriage was full of passion and mutual respect, but Lombard's tragic death in a plane crash in 1942 left Gable devastated. His diaries reflected the profound grief and depression he experienced in the aftermath. The loss of Lombard weighed heavily on him, and Gable struggled to cope with the emptiness she left behind. His writings showed a man grappling with loss, vulnerability, and loneliness, contrasting sharply with the strong, self-assured image he projected on screen. Gable's diaries also hinted at the emotional toll of his career and the pressures of fame. These private reflections offered a deeper understanding of the pain he carried, illustrating the complexities of his personal life that remained hidden from the public eye. Carole Lombard. Carole Lombard's private diaries, discovered after her untimely death, revealed the inner turmoil behind her bubbly, comedic on-screen persona. Lombard expressed a deep fear of death, an anxiety that grew stronger as her career in Hollywood progressed. Her writings also reflected her emotional struggles, including insecurities about her appearance and the pressures of being in the public eye. Despite her successful marriage to Clark Gable, her diaries revealed a more complicated dynamic in their relationship. She had moments of doubt and frustration, particularly with the constraints of her fame and the difficulties of balancing personal life with Hollywood expectations. Lombard was an intelligent, self-aware woman ahead of her time, facing struggles that were not widely acknowledged in her era. The diaries also highlighted her sensitivity to criticism and the emotional toll her career took on her. These personal reflections provided a more nuanced understanding of Lombard, showcasing her vulnerability beneath the glamorous image, and revealed a woman struggling with anxiety, love, and the fleeting nature of fame. Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly, renowned for his charm and athleticism on screen, had a much more complex private life, as revealed through his diaries. Behind his upbeat, charismatic persona, Kelly struggled with emotional challenges that contrasted sharply with the public image of a carefree dancer. His journals detailed his troubled first marriage and the emotional strain it caused him. The impact of World War II also weighed heavily on his mental health, with Kelly reflecting on the trauma and personal struggles that followed his time in the service. His diaries revealed a man who often felt burdened by the pressures of fame and the emotional turbulence of his relationships. Kelly's private writings provided a window into the vulnerabilities he kept hidden, illustrating a much more sensitive and introspective side of the man behind the legendary performances. These diaries highlighted the emotional complexities he faced in balancing his public persona with the personal struggles he endured in his private life. Bette Davis. Bette Davis, famed for her fierce and unyielding persona, revealed a more vulnerable side of herself in her private diaries. Known for her sharp wit and commanding presence, Davis's writings offered a glimpse into the emotional pain behind her tough exterior. She expressed feelings of betrayal, particularly in her complicated relationships with other actresses and colleagues, where jealousy and rivalry were commonplace in Hollywood. Her diaries also detailed the turmoil within her marriages, highlighting the deep emotional conflict she experienced in both love and professional life. Davis often reflected on her strained relationships with her children, which added to her sense of isolation and frustration. These private writings shed light on the personal cost of fame and the emotional toll of navigating a career marked by intense competition and personal sacrifices. While Davis projected strength on screen, her diaries revealed a woman wrestling with loneliness, vulnerability, and a constant desire for validation and love. Her candid reflections provide a deeper understanding of the emotional complexity of a woman who was often misunderstood. Humphrey Bogart. Humphrey Bogart, known for his tough guy roles in classics like Casablanca, had a more vulnerable side revealed through his private diaries. Despite his public image as the ultimate cool, confident leading man, Bogart's personal writings exposed his deep insecurities and emotional struggles. He battled alcoholism, which he admitted had a significant impact on his mental and physical health. His diaries also revealed his fear of abandonment and feelings of inadequacy, which were often hidden behind his on-screen persona. Bogart's complex relationship with his third wife, Lauren Bacall, was another source of emotional tension. While they shared a deep bond, his writings showed the challenges they faced in their marriage, including his struggles with jealousy and his own sense of vulnerability. These intimate reflections presented a side of Bogart that contrasted sharply with the tough exterior he projected in films, offering a glimpse into the emotional challenges he grappled with throughout his life. His diaries provide a more nuanced understanding of a Hollywood icon who was far more complex than the roles he played. Vivien Lee. Vivien Lee's diaries, discovered posthumously, offer an intimate look at the struggles she faced throughout her life. Known for her iconic roles in Gone with the Wind and A Streetcar Named Desire, Lee's private writings revealed a woman deeply tormented by mental illness. She struggled with manic-depressive episodes, now known as bipolar disorder, which impacted both her career and personal life. Her diaries revealed the emotional roller coaster she endured, as she oscillated between periods of intense energy and creativity, followed by crushing lows. Lee also reflected on her troubled marriage to Laurence Olivier, which was marked by passion but also strain due to her emotional instability and his career demands. The diaries conveyed a sense of deep isolation, as Lee often felt disconnected from those around her. Despite her glamorous public image, her writings uncovered the emotional toll of fame and the inner turmoil she endured in private. These candid reflections provided a deeper understanding of the complex woman behind the iconic roles, showing the fragility and vulnerability she kept hidden from the public eye. Greta Garbo. Greta Garbo, the mysterious and reclusive star of Hollywood's golden age, kept private diaries that revealed the emotional struggles behind her iconic image. Known for her desire to remain out of the public eye, Garbo's diaries chronicled her deep fear of fame and the overwhelming loneliness that accompanied it. Despite being one of the most famous actresses of her era, Garbo often wrote about her yearning to escape the constant attention and pressure that came with stardom. She revealed her desire for privacy and her longing for a life free from the scrutiny of the media and public adoration. Her writings also expressed her feelings of isolation, as she struggled to connect with others while being trapped in the golden cage of celebrity. Garbo's vulnerability, hidden behind her composed and enigmatic public persona, became more apparent in her diaries, offering a rare glimpse into the inner turmoil of a woman who, despite her fame, felt profoundly alone. Rita Hworth. Rita Hworth's private diaries, uncovered after her death, revealed the hidden struggles she faced throughout her life. Known for her stunning beauty and iconic roles in films like Gilda, Hworth's personal writings offered insight into the emotional toll that fame took on her mental health. She openly discussed the pain of her tumultuous marriages, which were marked by infidelity, control, and emotional strain. Her diaries also detailed her ongoing battle with alcoholism, which she often turned to in an attempt to cope with the pressures of her career and personal life. As she aged, Hworth's relationship with her daughter, Princess Yasmin Aga Khan, became increasingly strained due to her battle with Alzheimer's disease. The diaries captured her frustration and fear as her health deteriorated, and her struggles with memory loss began to take hold. Despite her glamorous public image, Hworth's private reflections revealed a woman grappling with deep emotional pain, isolation, and the physical decline that accompanied her later years. These diaries shed light on the complex, often tragic life of one of Hollywood's most beloved stars. Carrie Grant. Carrie Grant, often celebrated for his charm and suave demeanor, had a private life filled with emotional struggles that were revealed through his journals. Behind his polished public persona, Grant battled with depression, anxiety, and substance abuse, issues he rarely shared with the world. His diaries exposed the weight of his insecurities and the mental health challenges he faced throughout his career. Perhaps the most significant revelation from his diaries was his internal struggle with his sexuality. Grant, who was seen as the epitome of heterosexual charm, quietly grappled with his sexual identity in a time when such matters were not openly discussed in Hollywood. His journals reflected his fears of societal judgment and the damage that coming to terms with his true self might have done to his career. These private writings offered a rare glimpse into the emotional pain he kept hidden, contrasting sharply with the charismatic, carefree image he projected on screen. Grant's diaries provide a poignant understanding of the complexities he faced, both as a man and a star. Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson, one of Hollywood's leading men, kept private diaries that revealed the inner turmoil he faced throughout his life. Known for his rugged charm and romantic roles, Hudson's public image as a heartthrob contrasted sharply with his private reality. His diaries revealed the intense internal conflict he experienced due to his hidden sexuality, something he kept secret during his career to protect his star status. In his personal writings, Hudson struggled with feelings of shame, fear of exposure, and confusion about his identity in an era when being openly gay was not acceptable in Hollywood. Later in life, as he battled AIDS, Hudson's journals chronicled the pain of living with a terminal illness in silence, as he chose to keep his diagnosis private until shortly before his death. His diaries provided a glimpse into the emotional toll of concealing his true self, reflecting the immense pressure of maintaining a public persona that did not align with his personal life. These private writings humanize Hudson, offering a deeper understanding of the complexities behind his on-screen persona.